Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome to another episode of the Now Review. And for this week we're going to be taking a look at one of the latest releases in the Now spin-off series, Now That's What I Call Jazz.
Hey Laura, it's me.
Now Jazz somewhere.
So Now That's What I Call Jazz came out on the 1st of June 2018 alongside Now That's What I Call Dad Rock, but I didn't pick that one up because I was more interested in this one. Now, it's not often I'd argue that Now delves into specific genres of music. I mean, yes, you have examples such as Now That's What I Call Disco, Now That's What I Call Reggae, things like that. So it's nice to get a specific genre. And if we just take a look here, I absolutely love this. This is so simple, but just nice white and black artwork. It looks fantastic. You don't need any little, artistic things. You don't need little images of saxophones or anything like that. Just a pure, simple black and white cover. I absolutely love it. There's the spine. The jazz is in a different shade for some reason. Doesn't make much sense to do it there when you've not done it there even, but whatever. And let's look at the all-important track list. So there you go, there's CD1. So of course you've got people like Frank Sinatra, Gregory Porter, and some surprises here really. I mean, I know Robbie Williams has done some jazz type stuff. It was a surprise to see George Michael on here. I didn't know he'd done a jazz sort of song. Again, I'll talk more about this in a minute, but here's CD2. More classics on there, I'm sure you recognise at least some of those. And moving back up to CD3. Scrolling ever so slowly down. Yeah, there you go, released in 2018. So yes, as you can see, the track list here, the majority of these are actual jazzy kind of songs. Some things I was a bit unsure of at first. I'm trying to find an example, like Slow by Rumour. I wasn't sure if that was specifically jazz, but they've included it on here for some reason anyway. You've got a version of Wonderful Life here, not the 80s version, but that's also quite nice. And what I like is you actually have some actual, really old songs here from the 1940s, like, where is it? Glenn Miller and his orchestra, In the Mood. That was from around the 1940s, and then on disc 3, I believe, there's another. There you go, Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Moonlight Serenade, which I guarantee you've heard before, because it's in every war movie ever. So yeah, pretty solid track list, and there is about 63 songs on here, so it's definitely good value for money in that sense. The majority of these I didn't own, a lot of these I didn't know. Mac the Knife, there you go, that's a good one. A lot of people know Mac the Knife because it was adapted into that McDonald's commercial in the 80s. You know the one.
It's Mac the Knife. Come on, make it Mac the Knife.
So yeah, that's the track list. Let's have a look inside. And of course, like most of these, it's always the Now app being advertised. It's a bit of a shame, really. There's disc 1, a sort of really deep shade of blue there, if you like, with the title. Let's have a look at the other two. Now again, keeping that same blue hue, except now the title's blue, and now it's a sort of gold. So all the three discs are slightly different, but nothing too much to say about them, but they keep with the theme of jazz being this smooth and cool genre to listen to. So, flicking back around, what are my favourite songs on here? Well, Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra is an absolute classic. That's also one of my favourites. The George Michael song here, Brother Can You Spare a Dime, is really lovely to listen to. You've got classics like Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World as well. Really, you have got a great selection of choice here. Peggy Lee with Fever, that's a really good song as well. Songbird by Kenny G, nice 80s riff there. So you've really got a wide variety here, it isn't just stuff from, some would say, like the high era of jazz. You've got stuff from the 40s, the 50s, 60s, and going forwards, really. I think you've got some stuff from every decade. So, I mean, you're definitely not just getting a selection from one era, you're getting a broad range. So overall, is this album worth your time? Well, it is brand new, and you can get it from HMV for about £12. You may be able to get it from some other places slightly cheaper, but it's going to stay that way for a while. It will probably eventually work its way into the 2 for £15 range, I have no doubt about that. You can also get this on iTunes and Spotify, places like that. If you're a fan of jazz in general, then I'd definitely pick this one up. If you're more like a hardcore fan, you may be disappointed that maybe some key things have been left off. But if you're just getting into jazz, or if you're just a casual fan of the genre, or just want to listen to some more, it's definitely a great album to use to get into it. It's got a wide selection, a wide variety of artists, and all importantly, it has the songs to carry it off. Yes, there's some inclusions where you think, should that be there? But overall, this album is a lot fresher than some of the other spin-offs that we have covered or will end up covering on this show. So if you're a fan of what you've seen there on the track list and what I've said about it, then I highly recommend you pick up Now That's What I Call Jazz. And that does about wrap up this week on the Now Review. Next week we're going to go back to a double review. I won't reveal what it is, but it will be 2 albums we'll be covering instead of 1. So thank you all very much for watching this instalment of the Now Review. Please leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Now that's what I call jazz. A great gift for Dad.